Hi, good evening, everyone. And I wish there was a timer for me, because I think after all the merriment and awards and the music and so on, my heavy speech is not going to cut it. So to tell you honest truth, I'm going to truncate my speech a little bit. I think the evening is a very light one, and people just want to cut to the chase and do the other awards and so on. But I'm happy to be here tonight, and I want to recognize my colleagues, Senator the Honorable Donna Cox, Minister of Social Development and Family Services, Nyan Gatsby Dolly, our Honorable Minister of Education, Mr. Randall Karim, our Permanent Secretary, Ms. Ava Das, our new Deputy Permanent Secretary, Roger Roach the Great, the President of the TTMA, Mark Kwesi Farrell, founder and CEO of 10 to 1 Rum, and I had the privilege of sitting with him and hearing so much, and I'm excited to hear him, and that's why I'm going to truncate as well. All of the board members of the TTMA, all of you who have won awards, especially my good friend from Crystal Limited. So happy. I've known him since he's 5 years old, and I'm very proud of him. Very proud of Jonathan and his brother, and they've worked so hard. His dad, as you know, did very well with Crystal Limited, supplying glues and so on to every hardware in Trinidad. And it's when the next generation came on. I'm very proud of the next generation, that Jonathan, and I know his brother is involved in the business, that they started just getting on missions and earning some foreign exchange. Very proud. I had to recognize you. And all of the sponsors and so on. So I'm really honored to be here. Honorable Prime Minister couldn't be because of this CARICOM meeting to be held in Saudi Arabia. All of them have had to go up today. But tonight is a celebration in manufacturing, and therefore, on behalf of the government of Trinidad and Tobago, I want to recognize all of you, all local manufacturers who continue to make a significant contribution to the economy, and of course, commendable strides in innovation, productivity, export, new products, etc. I also want to commend and acknowledge the work of the TTMA as a support organization, as they work with us in the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and really they're a driving force and a really powerful advocate for the growth and the development of industry. And I really look forward to see the further progress under Roger Roach as they continue to champion the manufacturing sector. I mean, this is a very difficult time in terms of the global uncertainty, and whilst it's a source of anxiety for many, I can say to you that for our manufacturers, their disposition has been a source of inspiration, and I think you all deserve a hearty round of applause. We've come out of this pandemic, and really you've been a dynamic force driving economic activity in Trinidad and Tobago, and we couldn't thank you enough. And we as a government recognize you and the significance of the sector as a viable catalyst for economic transformation, for diversification, and of course for achieving our national development strategy as well. And we are going to be working very closely with you to ensure that there is the growth and development of globally competitive businesses that will really carry this country forward. I wanted to talk a little bit about our history, and I'm going to skip that because the transformation is one that, and Terence Farrell is here, and he would have known about our industrialization strategy and the various phases, the important one to manufacturing being the third phase. But I'm going to skip that because the point I wanted to make is that we've come a long way. In those days, we would be probably exporting about $100 million and so on. That's the kind of figure. We've grown. We've done so well. But that third phase, which was around the 80s, early 80s, really led us to this huge diversification in the non-energy side. And that was influenced by a lot of policy that the government and the central bank, etc., took at that time. And there was great focus on supporting the private sector as an engine of growth and so on. And that kind of situation remains core in our agenda as a government as well as we work with the private sector. So today we continue to support as much as we can, and based on policy advice that comes from you as well. We would support through our incentives, through our development initiatives as well, all of which have led to the growth of firms. And tonight we see that a number of small and medium-sized enterprises have been recognized, and this is because they are flourishing because of the programs and policies initiated by the government and which have been supported by the TTMA as well. I want to just call one figure for you. We're very proud, coming from $100 million in 2023, our exports, our contribution to output in the first place was $15.7 billion, and that is significant, $15.7 billion in output. Many of you come from the food and beverage sector. I don't need to mention you. And your contribution in terms of output was to the extent of $12.6 billion, and again, hiring thousands of persons in Trinidad and Tobago, right? Again, I'm very happy with, Roger spoke about the trade missions and the successes that we've had, and I tried to go along with them. It's key. But side by side with that, I want you to pay attention to the other policy initiative which we've initiated, which is the commercial diplomacy through the commercial offices which we've set up in Miami and in Panama and in London. And hopefully next week I get to meet with Vishnu Danpal, our High Commissioner there, and our commercial officer who we've put there. We want you to use these people, to pick up the phone and call them. They are your representative in those particular territories, our attachés as well in Panama, in Jamaica, and in Guyana. And I want you to be able to pick up the phone. They are working for you, paid by us, working for you. Get to know them, and I expect you to have an intimate relationship with them. Again, with a focus on increasing your exports and driving business activity. Yes, there's a change in economic landscape. It continues to evolve, and I was looking at some research as to what really would help you to pursue new opportunities and bolster resilience and to grow and be more agile and so on. And I looked at a document out of the World Economic Forum, and they spoke about 4 key issues, and I'll speak to a little bit of them. And one would be the supply chain issues, which we've all suffered from coming out of the COVID pandemic, and then, of course, the ongoing war in Russia and Ukraine, and, of course, the other war in the Middle East as well. A lot of geopolitical tension across the globe and so on. And what is key now is nearshoring and reshoring. And so it's something that we are pushing. Hopefully, if I do attend that business summit in London next week, we are going to be focusing on nearshoring and reshoring and trying to get businesses to operate from Trinidad and Tobago, use our agreements, and export out of Trinidad and Tobago to the USA and Latin America, etc. So bringing production closer to the consumer, which is very, very important, and I see that many of you are in fact doing that. Again, one example is the increased amount of contract manufacturing that we're now doing in Trinidad and Tobago. So bringing production closer to us, but also closer to the export opportunities as well. So a big focus has to be, if you're going to grow the sector, a big focus has to be boosting supply chain resilience, and of course deepening your regional supply chains, very important as well. We must put some attention on regional integration through improved transportation and logistical networks. We've been trying to get into Curacao. The only way we can do that is an improved transportation network, and those are the kinds of discussions that we are having in the background to get into those types of markets and new markets as well. The second key key factor would be technology integration and changing people dynamics. And we all know that technology integration and changing people dynamics require continuous upskilling and reskilling of our people. The Ministry of Trade and Industry, the government, is in huge support with advancements in technology, equipping our workforce with the necessary skills to navigate the kind of technical revolution that if you have to keep a pace, you must be engaged with. So our initiative would be the apprenticeship programs. I want to thank the 73 manufacturing firms which have taken on more than 100 trainees of our first cohort of apprentices. 73 of you have taken on some of these trainees. I want to thank you very much. And then to know that we are, in fact, upskilling another 100 at this time, and we'll start another 100 in mid-2024. So we need to work with you there. The third point that is key, and Bureau of Standards spoke to quality this morning, and earlier today, sorry, and I'm very pleased that TTMA has actually awarded, added another category for this quality award, right? It is that we must exceed customers' expectations. And I expect Mark to hear about that and how you're going to exceed Angostura with your 10 to 1, right? But it's about exceeding customers' expectations. And the only way you can do that is improving your quality. Yeah? It's the only way you're going to get repeat business and build our brand, build your reputational brand, and build Trinidad and Tobago's international brand as well. So we, as a government, are in strong support of building this quality culture, this national quality culture, to bring awareness and appreciation for the quality principles and supported by an efficient and effective national quality infrastructure. The other thing is climate change and sustainability, very important. That's a threat that is forcing manufacturers globally to change their production processes and the types of products that they produce. The World Economic Forum has reported that the worldwide manufacturing industry accounts for about 30% of global greenhouse gas emissions. We have our part to play. Therefore, responsible production practices are no longer an ethical choice, but they have to become strategic initiatives and imperatives. And in that regard, we know that you're at the forefront of manufacturing technology and innovation. Yes, but more importantly, you have to ensure that as you innovate, you do your part in contributing to the reduction of the country's carbon footprint. In that regard, you would know that the ministry has come up with a green manufacturing initiative to support the manufacturing sector. We will launch that pretty soon, and I would hope that many of you will participate so that once you are creating a new product or you are buying new machinery, you're going to think about being green and, of course, with the objective of reducing the country's carbon footprint. So I just want to say as I close that we are very pleased again with the tenacity shown by our manufacturing sector. I want to say that we remain committed as a government, and we will continue to support you in all of your initiatives. Talk to us. I mean, Roger, yes, we hear you loud and clear. You want to build a convention center. Yeah? But in all seriousness, we are really very pleased with the pace that you have kept in the post-COVID environment, and you can count on us for your full support. I want to lastly congratulate all of those of you who have been awarded or will be awarded, or even if you were nominated. You did something special, and it means that you are contributing to the economic success of Trinidad and Tobago and a very sustainable future for all of us. And with that said, I appreciate being here to speak this afternoon, and I wish you all well. Enjoy the rest of the function.
Thank you very much, Minister Gopi Schoon. Thank you for your insightful words. I would also like to acknowledge the Mayor of Port of Spain. He's here with us, His Worship Chinua Allen. Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Good to see you. Yes? All right, so friends, in terms of, we now turn your attention again to another segment of the award distribution for this evening. I'd like to once again invite our president, the president of the TTMA, Mr. Roger Roach, to join us on stage for the second half of the distribution of awards. Now, at this juncture, I also call on Mr. Raul Glynn, the managing director of Whitco, sponsor for this award, to assist with the presentation of the Supplier of Services Award. Let's give Mr. Glynn another round of applause. Short and sweet. Apparently, it's his nickname around the plant. Now, friends, the Excellence in Service Award is given to an entity that provides their customers with beneficial services who exemplifies innovation, professionalism, honesty, and integrity, while demonstrating their extraordinary talents, training, expertise, and dedication in providing exceptional services to their clients. The finalists for this award are CAL, NATCO, and TCL. Very tough candidates indeed, and it was very difficult to separate those three giants, service giants. All right, and the winner of the Supplier of Services Award is Trinidad Cement Limited, TCL. Congratulations, TCL. They were found very deserving of this award because of their implementation of the Consorama network, and TCL has implemented training sessions for persons to be able to engage this network better, to better service their clients, and are even helping with the layout and construction of their clients' storefronts. They've ensured that aftercare and service is of paramount importance to their survivability and growth, and these returns and such investments is bearing fruit today, and the operations are showing very healthy returns. Congratulations, Team TCL.
"90-second speech." No, I was joking. I wanted to highlight a point that has not been mentioned. Last year I was here in this event, and we had an accident in our facility, which was bad. And I think we have the responsibility that has not been discussed of taking care of our people. We have to take care of all these people that work for us to make sure that all this growth can come back to Trinidad. So just let's take care of our people. And I just wanted to emphasize that point. Thank you, Minister, always for taking care of the manufacturing in Trinidad. We feel very backed, and we will continue to keep on surfing the waves as they come. Thank you all very much.
Excellent. TCL cement, always fresh. You all know that, right? That's what I use. Now, friends, the next category of awards will be the Green Manufacturer of the Year 2022. To present this award, I invite Ms. Anna Elisa Goindo, Acting President of NGC CNG Company, sponsor for this award, to present the Green Manufacturer of the Year award. Now, NGC CNG has always stepped up to the plate with regard to sponsoring this award, and this year, no surprise that they're once again doing the same. NGC CNG has been pushing for the promotion of its safer, greener, and less expensive fuel, so that they have owned this Green Manufacturer of the Year award over the years. Now, friends, the term green can be looked at in two ways: the manufacturing of green products, particularly those used in renewable energy systems and clean technology, equipment of all kinds, and the greening of manufacturing, reducing pollution and waste by minimizing natural resource use, recycling and reusing what was considered waste, reducing carbon footprint, and reducing emissions. And in this audience, green can also mean the US dollar that we so want. So employing green technologies in manufacturing has become a standard industry practice as it increases efficiency, reduces energy costs, increases competitiveness, and has a positive impact on the environment. This can include equipment as well as processes for carbon footprint reduction technologies. Green technologies positively contribute to the sustainability of the establishment and, by any extension, the country here, Trinidad and Tobago, and the world. Manufacturers are more cognizant of the environment, and they are proud of this fact. This is testimony to the large number of entrants in this category, and there were 3 finalists for this award as follows: Nestle, Nutrimix, and Angostura. And the winner is, this is for the Green Manufacturer of the Year Award. Congratulations to our friends at Nestle Trinidad and Tobago Limited. Congratulations. They're found to be deserving of this award for their Net Zero Roadmap 2030. Among other factors, in 2022, Nestle reduced their greenhouse gas emissions by 11.6% as part of this roadmap and have implemented pillars of green manufacturing, waste management, water management, energy efficiency, and conservation and reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. Let's get another round of applause for our friends at Nestle Trinidad and Tobago Limited.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored to accept the 22 Green Manufacturer of the Year Award from the TTMA on behalf of Nestle. We reduced our greenhouse emissions by 12% from 2020 to 2022, equivalent to over 10,000 metric tons of CO2. Our approach to green manufacturing is based on waste management, water conservation, and energy efficiencies. This award is a call to action for us to continue pushing boundaries and making sustainability a priority in manufacturing. Thank you to the TTMA and our stakeholders for their support, and also for all Nestle employees. Let's create a world where green manufacturing is a way of life. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Now, and also thank you to NGCCNG for sponsoring this Forward Thinking Award. Thank you very much. Now we move into the Manufacturer of the Year, and this is in a small category. Of course, I'd like to invite Mr. Ian Mitchell, CEO of National Flour Mills, sponsor of this award, to join Mr. Roach on stage to deliver this award in the category of small. Now, the Manufacturer of the Year award is broken up into three categories, as you can tell: small, medium, and large. These awards seek to recognize the winner of winners, as it were, within the three categories. This award represents the most progressive company in manufacturing excellence in Trinidad and Tobago today, and this award recognizes a small company comprising of less than 25 persons, which has proven itself to be the champion in its league. It was a tough decision to separate the winners, and the three finalists are as follows: Crystal, Caribbean Roasters, and Amare Probiotic. All right, this was a very, very close race. All right. Friends, and for the very first time in TTMA history, we have a tie. Yes, we do. Not this. They both got the same points. Congratulations to Caribbean Roasters Limited and Crystal Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, joint winners of the award. These companies have proven to be champions among the SMEs for 2022, and so are very much deserving of this award. And of course, we dedicate this night to you. Congratulations to the both companies. Job well done. We'll see who is taking their 90 seconds first.
All protocols observed. Good evening, everyone. What an honor it is to stand here on behalf of my incredible team at Caribbean Roasters to accept this award. Thank you to the TTMA and the judges for recognizing our achievements over the years, and in particular this past year. To my fellow nominees in this category, I'd also like to congratulate you all on your own success and wish you all the very best as you champion into the future. As our company looks forward, we are heavily invested in the promise of success to ourselves and in the quality and convenience of our products and services to our customers and consumers through relentless prioritization, continuous process and quality improvement, and of course, being brave enough to change with the times and lead with innovation. This coming year, we will be heavily focused on 2 new product launches in both the local and export market, convenience expansion with new digital state-of-the-art vending equipment, and maximizing the potential of our newly renovated roasting machinery and fully automated packaging equipment, thanks to the partnership of Exim Bank. At Caribbean Roasters, we operate diligently, but also in delusion, by constantly thinking and believing that we are much bigger than we physically are. So much so that in 2024, we will focus on extra regional penetration in both the US and the UK in a very strategic, targeted way, creating a unique experience for our potential audience. According to TTMA guidelines, we are currently 1 employee short of falling into the medium-sized manufacturers category. To those companies who are in the medium-sized category, we will see you next year. And to the ones in the large category, we are coming. Thank you. Have a great night.
All protocols observed. I am both honored and humbled to stand in front of you tonight to accept this prestigious award as Small Manufacturer of the Year. I remember applying for this award last year and being called in the top 3 and was told that it was a very tight race between first and second. And I remember telling my wife, Vanita, that I'm going to win this award this year, and I did. This award is extremely special to Crystal Limited. We have celebrated many victories and have overcome many obstacles in our 34+ years in the manufacturing business. We are a manufacturing company located at number 18 E and F O'Meara Industrial Estate, Arima, with international ASTM standards certified from the United States of America for our multi-purpose solvent cement line. This evening's award is an important encouragement to the Crystal family. This is an encouragement for us to keep focused on progressing the company both locally, regionally, and eventually on an international scale. I would like to thank our founder, Mr. Christopher Garcia, for his blood, sweat, tears, and immense sacrifices made for my brother Godfrey, myself, and our staff. Thank you to all our customers for their continued loyalty. Our distributor, New Wave Marketing, our bankers, Republic Bank and Exim Bank. Many thanks also to Export TT and the Ministry of Trade for their support and guidance. I must also make special mention to Dr. Ramdeen and his staff. I must encourage all manufacturers to join the TTMA movement. Come on board and let us support each other, both locally and regionally, to make Trinidad and Tobago a manufacturing giant. The best thanks will save for last, the Almighty God. Without you, none of this would be possible. Thank you.
Oh, yes. So again, congratulations to Caribbean Roasters Limited and Crystal Limited. First time in the history of the TTMA, there was a tie. So congratulations. And really, you always supposed to be given 45 seconds each. You were supposed to share the 1.5 minutes, but it's a first time. Next year, it's not going to be like that. All right? Now, friends, we move into the Manufacturer of the Year, 2022 medium category, and now invite Mr. Anthony Smart, Chairman of First Citizens, as sponsor of this award, to join Mr. Roach on stage to distribute this award. Thank you so much, Mr. Smart. A round of applause for Mr. Smart. Now, some additional consideration for the Manufacturer of the Year medium includes the percentage of local content input into the final products, the percentage of change in production and exports, and very importantly, it takes HSE issues into extreme consideration. The 3 finalists for this award are Aura Engineering, Novo Farms, and SCL. And the winner is, or the winners are, according to the last one, the winner is SCL Trinidad Limited. Congratulations. Congratulations. SCL has increased its production in 2022 with 408,000 liters more of product being produced to meet demands of their market. This represents an 11% increase, leading to increased employees to produce more volumes of products. They've also expanded in the regional market with investments in countries such as Jamaica, among others, and they've invested in their operations, allowing it to increase capacity with regard to production to meet the growing demand for its existing product lines. Friends, let us welcome SCL. Congratulations.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols observed. I am honored to be here tonight and grateful to be the recipient of this award on behalf of the SCL Group of Companies. Thank you. I would firstly like to dedicate this award to my father, the late Andrew Stuart Daglish, who was one of the founding visionaries and the driving force behind SCL's success. Formed in 1979 to market engineering-based products, SCL began manufacturing its products using a small mixing tank for liquids and a platform scale and shovels for its powders. Today, we are proud to have and accomplished a world-class manufacturing facility employing approximately 120 employees in Trinidad, Jamaica, and Guyana. This tremendous achievement is due to our loyal customers and our hardworking, dedicated, and competent staff who are committed to the company's growth and success. SCL's vision is to be the leader in the manufacture and supply of construction admixtures, engineering construction solutions, industrial raw materials, and industrial and janitorial products in the Caribbean and Central American region. We are committed to the development and launch of new products and to explore other markets apart from CARICOM in keeping with our mandate to have continuous growth. I would also like to thank TTMA for the recognition of our contribution, as well as their support not only to SCL, but their continuous upliftment to the manufacturing sector of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
Congratulations to Team SCL. Now, my friends, it gives me great pleasure to invite the Honorable Paula Gopi-Scoon, Minister of Trade and Industry, as a sponsor of the final award, the large category, and we would like her to come forward and assist Mr. Roach in this presentation. Now, this award, my friends, is one of the most sought-after awards, and this was very evident in the number of applicants. This was a competitive race. As is always the case every single year, every company that applied was deserving of receiving this award, and I'm advised that fractions separated the applicants. The three finalists for the Manufacturer of the Year Award large category are as follows: SMJ, BW, and Angostura. All right, this is the big one. Okay, I was advised SM Jalil, Blue Waters, and Angostura. Because BW could mean anything, eh? And SMJ too. I have a friend called Shotmaster J. It could mean that same thing. Friends, the winner of the Manufacturer of the Year 2022 large category is Angostura Limited. Congratulations to Angostura. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2022, Angostura realized for the first time $1 billion in revenue, a large feat which I'm sure they have been working towards for a long time. They saw a production increase of approximately 10% year on year, 2021 to 2022. Even with this increase in production, they have recorded no serious injuries in their year 2022. This increased production led to the creation of new employment opportunities, which are all filled. The company is very integrated in its community, assisting many SMEs. As a matter of fact, they sponsor an SME pavilion at TICDC and have integrated local inputs in their manufacturing process and have been growing year after year. The company truly represents the brand, #proudly TNT. My friends, let's give it up for Angostura.
Angostura exports its products to 173 countries around the world. Whilst we export to 173 countries around the world, we deal with different languages, different cultures, and different likes. The year 2022, however, saw a marked change in language. The language changed to the language of fear. Fear because we had come out of a pandemic, and there was uncertainty. There was a question of where life would go from there. When you work in a social setting, fear is adversity. And the staff came to me and said, "Chairman, what do we do?" And I said, "Buckle down the hatches and let's just work and work hard." I'm proud to say that our staff changed adversity to triumph. They changed fear to strength. And in the face of adversity, Angostura prospered. And in fact, we grew our sales internationally and locally. I want to say a special thank you, and I dedicate this award to all our members of staff. For without them, we would not be here today. I want to also say a special thank you to you, Trinidad and Tobago. We export you to the world. We export our culture to the world. Next year, we have 60 countries coming to Trinidad and Tobago to celebrate with us and to showcase Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much. On behalf of my board, I wish you all the best, and I want you always to buy local, buy Angostura.
Oh, yes. And during the pandemic, it was Angostura. We were inside, we had to enjoy ourselves, and Angostura was our friend in need. It was a friend indeed. All right, so friends, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, as well. And it is time for the Lifetime Achievement Awards. Now, we've reached the final award in our list of excellence here tonight, and the TTMA's Lifetime Achievement Award this year will be a bit different because we'll have two recipients of this award for 2022-2023. I'd like to invite again Mr. Gordon Dalglish to come up to the stage to assist us in presenting this award tonight, though these awards tonight. For those who may have keen memories, Mr. Stuart Dalglish, past president of the TTMA, was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award posthumously in 2021, and his son has been a continued sponsor of this award as a fitting tribute to the business stalwart. Thank you very much, Gordon, and welcome on stage again, and congratulations on your win tonight as well. These awards are bestowed on two individuals who have championed the cause of manufacturing during their lives. These individuals were chosen based on their engagement in advocacy on behalf of manufacturers and would have charted the course that changed the landscape for manufacturing in the country today. Further, these two persons would have also participated noteworthy in corporate social responsibility, giving back to communities as their business operations grew. I'm pleased to announce the first recipient of the TTMA's Lifetime Achievement Award 2023. This goes to Dr. Langston Roach. Round of applause. Executive Chairman and Director of the Langston Roach Group of Companies, namely Langston Roach Industries, Rojan Marketing Limited, Lazuri Apparel Limited, LRI Automotive Limited, and Roach Capital Investment Limited. Now, friends, just a few words on Dr. Roach. He can be described as a visionary leader and a true statesman who has left an indelible mark in the business landscape of our country. He's the owner and founder of Langston Roach Industries Limited, a company he started in 1985 in San Juan. In the early days of his operation, he sold from door to door to secure his sales, and today the company is the largest indigenous manufacturer of household cleaners and personal care products in TNT. I think that deserves a round of applause. And friends, can be found on the shelves of various outlets through the CARICOM and wider Caribbean region. Mr. Roach's he always gives back to his community, and this is evident in the work he continues to do, being the co-founder and sponsor of the Veronica Roach Legacy Project, a Lacano Improvement Center, a non-profit entity that provides a range of services and activities free of charge to the residents of Lacano, Lower Santa Cruz. Being the modest person, Mr. Roach, he would not want us to outline all of his achievements and accolades. All the same, we wish to itemize some of his accomplishments that justifies his achievement here tonight. He's a past pupil of Queen's Royal College. He's the holder of a chemical engineering degree. He's the holder of a doctorate of science degree from UTT. He's the holder of an MBA honors from the Arthur Lockjack Global School of Business. He was inducted into the Chamber's Business Hall of Fame in 2022. He's the recipient of the Supermarket Association Elite Champion of Business Award and the recipient of the Shakonia Medal for Meritorious Service to Trinidad and Tobago. Friends, I now draw your attention to the big screen as we take a look at some testimonies on behalf of Dr. Roach.
My name is Dr. Leanne Gadsby-Dolly, Minister of Education and Member of Parliament for St. Anne's East. Our St. Anne's East family considers it a privilege to have Dr. Langston Roach as one of us. He is a quintessential constituent, always seeking the welfare of others and always trying to make life better in St. Anne's East. That's our motto, and Dr. Langston Roach makes it so. On a personal note, Dr. Roach has been a friend, a mentor, and a support in the most difficult times. I would thank him for all that he has done for St. Anne's East constituency and congratulate him on the honor, the well-deserved honor that he receives tonight.
I'm Joanne McGowan, Managing Director of Extra Foods and the Extra Foods Group of Companies. I've known Mr. Langston Roach since 1997, thereabouts. He has always been a pioneer in his industry and continues to be a person of care and compassion. Our company was one of the first markets that allowed him to come into that retail industry. We love you. We care, and from our Extra Foods family, we would like to congratulate you on this milestone and accomplishment in your life.
Ladies and gentlemen, a rousing round of applause with a standing ovation on behalf of Dr. Roach. Let's stand and give a round of applause and give respect where respect is due.
Good evening to all my family and friends, all the manufacturers in Trinidad and Tobago. Just in case you didn't hear that, he said I had all the minutes I wanted. So I don't need this. Okay, let me begin by acknowledging my friend, right? Mrs. Paula Gopi-Schoon, who's the Minister of Trade, Dr. Leanne Gadsby-Dolly, the Minister of Education, and Ms. Diane Cox, the Minister of Social and Family Services. All other protocols observed, because if I had to read the protocols, I'll run out of my 90 seconds. 90 seconds? I could go a little further? Oh, Okay, all right. So let me just take my time and finish in 2 minutes. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and fellow industry practitioners. I am overwhelmed. So if you see any little stuttering, please forgive me. I'm overwhelmed at being selected to receive this Lifetime Achievement Award by the best and most prominent business association in Trinidad and Tobago. And I honestly believe that the TTMA is the best business association in Trinidad and Tobago. They really work hard. The secretariat, headed by Dr. Ramdeen, and the people who work in the office, and they promote the manufacturer's interest all year round. There is another recipient of tonight's award. I wouldn't want to call his name, but I want to congratulate him because I think the award is well-deserved. I wouldn't let the secret out, but I don't want to leave him out of my speech. Now, throughout the years, I've witnessed the industry evolve and adapt to the ever-changing landscape of technology and innovation. When I started in a garage, and we were using mugs to fill bottles, right? And we were using a PVC stick to mix products in drums. Today, when I walk into my factory, I'm lost. And that's only 35 years after. We have tanks that go up halfway up to the roof of this room, and big mixers. I don't know where to start and where it finishes, but we have people in every department who know what they're doing. I don't need to know. I just need to know how to recruit them. And I need to pay them sufficiently so they'll put their knowledge to work, so they'll build a company. I really do not know everything at this moment. So I accept this award on behalf of all my managers who know much more than I do, all my staff who work very hard every day, right? All my consumers and customers who, anytime you slip, instead of going to the media, because we have such good relationships, they will call us first and say, why don't you fix X, Y, and Z? And we say, thank you, and we go about fixing it. So you won't see too many bad things of us on social media because we are easily accessible to the people that we work for, our consumers and our customers. So I accept this award on behalf of all those people who work very hard to make us what we are today. Let me end by, well, it's not the end. How much more time I have? 2 more minutes, all right. Let me say that I wish to thank God for being with me on my right hand all through this period. We have done things that I've never thought possible. 35 years ago, I couldn't have said in my garage, mixing stuff with a PVC stick, that one day I will stand in front of an audience like this and say thank you for awarding me a Lifetime Award. I couldn't conceptualize it, but I could have conceptualized waking up every morning and doing what I had to do to make it through the day, to make some product of a certain quality, and to keep my customers happy. That I could conceptualize. So I took this thing step by step. And to those young manufacturers coming up, things are going to be rough. Things are going to be hard sometimes. You're going to get some challenges. You're going to get some days when you could doubt yourself. You are never alone. God is your guide. God is there with you. He's your support. He's your strength. And you put him together with your family, My sisters are here with me tonight. I'm very proud of that. My sons are here tonight. I'm very proud of that. Their wives are with them. I'm proud of that. And everybody inside here is a customer. If you don't have Lanher products and Soft and Silky and Fire Bright products in your household, then you need to do some house cleaning. This is the season of Diwali. So do some cleaning, go to the supermarket this weekend and do a proper replacement and add some value into your pantry. And I'm joking, right? I want to thank the TTMA for considering me and making this award tonight. I really want to thank them. I have been with the TTMA now for over 30 years. I worked very closely with a number of CEOs over the years and a number of staff, and I thank each and every one of them. In closing, I want to leave you with a cherished saying of mine. It's one of the philosophies of Henry Ford, the guy who says you could have any color of car you want once it's black. He's a very bright fellow. And he says quality means doing the right thing when no one is looking. That's what he says. These words have resonated with me over the years, and that's the driving force for how we operate our company. We do the right thing when no one is looking. And this has led to our growth and our success. And I leave them with you tonight. Thanks a lot to everyone. May God continue to bless us all.
Congratulations again, Dr. Roach. Excellent job, excellent job. From a PVC pipe to a self-mixing mixer. Roger knows about it. All right, so as mentioned, friends, we have two winners of the Lifetime Achievement Award this year. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased. It is my pleasure to announce the second winner of the TTMA's Lifetime Achievement Award 2022. It's none other than Dr. Sunarayan Prasad Kusal. Congratulations, Mr. Kusal. It's only fitting a few words must be said of this second great man we honor here tonight with this special award. Mr. Kusal is a self-made man. His name is synonymous with manufacturing and construction in the region. He is the executive chairman of the Kusals Group of Companies, a household name in TNT. Kusal has made wide-ranging contributions to the TTMA business community, country, and region, not only in manufacturing and business, but he's also a philanthropist as well, with his long-standing support for the work of Habitat for Humanity and the Salvation Army. I think that deserves a round of applause. Now, the modest person he is, he would not want me to go into details here, but here I go anyway. It's noteworthy to mention that because of the man that he is and the contributions he's made to Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Kusal was awarded the Shakonia Medal Gold in September 23, and just prior to this, he was conferred an honorary degree, Doctor of Laws, by the UWI. Some of his other accolades include numerous awards from the Quarry Association, his induction into the Business Hall of Fame, Longevity Award in the TNT Contractors Association Hall of Fame, Spirit of Humanity Award bestowed by Habitat for Humanity. He's also a founding member and former president of the Quarry Association, former president of the Contractors Association, former president of the Asphalt Pavers Association, former director of the TTMA, former chairman of the Joint Consultative Council of the Building Industry. He also served as a cabinet-appointed advisory committee on quarrying and construction as well. Ladies and gentlemen, in all his achievement, he remains a humble family man together with his loving wife, Sintra. They're proud parents of children, Trisha, Rajiv, and Shiva. Friends, stand with a standing ovation and round of applause. Please help me welcome on stage Mr. Sunarayan Kusal. I stand corrected, Dr. Sunarayan Kusal.
I think at this time of the evening, it's acceptable to say all protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I accept this award with an incredible sense of gratitude and optimism. It is with a range of emotions. On the one hand, immensely grateful for recognition of my years of service in both the construction and the manufacturing industries, and equally elated to receive this award as it highlights the importance of manufacturing to the construction sector. Manufacturing, which starts from materials in its most natural state, is the foundation for any construction project. Construction and manufacturing have a symbiotic relationship, and that twinning has been the cornerstone of Kusals. This award is a reminder that the relationship between both sectors must not be discounted. Recognition as these also inspire me to believe the harmony of manufacturing, construction will continue to thrive. The TTMA consistently communicates with the wider community the critical role the manufacturing sector contributes to the growth and development of Trinidad and Tobago. The TTMA's resilience and strength is indicative today by the upwards trajectory of many member businesses and the corresponding international exposure. The association is tailored where there is no shortage of opportunity for growth for any type of business under its membership. We look forward to many continued successes. I sincerely thank the TTMA board, their CEO, and the Secretariat for their tireless efforts. To Arthur Lockjack and Ronald Harford, to you both, it is with deepest humility and very sincere appreciation that such kind sentiments were expressed in support of this award being bestowed on me. It is such a great honor for me that you took the time to so do. I appreciate our many years shared in both service to country and our friendship. To my fellow awardees tonight, I am thankful we can share this moment together. You sacrificed and realized your dreams by your many accomplishments. In particular, the long-standing contribution of Langston Roach. His impact is noteworthy to the manufacturing sector. This award is a testament of the efforts of my hard-working, dedicated staff and the unyielding support of my family. I thank you.
Mr. Kusal, we ask you to stay on stage as we have some video testimonials from some business magnates as well.
The current Group Executive Chairman of the Kusals Group of Companies has risen to be a leader in the construction industry and the business world, a prototype of what a commitment to hard work and excellence can accomplish.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is both an honor and a privilege to acknowledge a remarkable individual among us, a colleague and friend who has dedicated what seemed like a lifetime to the business world. Today, we celebrate the success and salute a visionary leader who has been bestowed with the prestigious Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Lifetime Achievement Award for 2023. We recognize Sunarayan Kusal whose journey in the business world has been nothing short of extraordinary. And as many of you are aware, Sue had been a stalwart presence in the business landscape for many years. I would like to point out that today's recognition from the TTMA is not just an award, it's a testament to Sue's tireless efforts, inventive thinking, and dedication to the principles of excellence that define the business sector. Receiving this award from the TTMA is no small feat. It is an acknowledgement of his exceptional contributions to business as well as to our nation at large. However, I'm sure that beyond the accolades and certificates lies a story of late nights, early mornings, and countless hours of hard work. It's a story of the unconditional support of his wife, Sintra, and their 3 children. Tough decisions, bold risks, great sacrifices, and the kind of leadership that inspires others to reach higher. Sue has not only been a driving force within the organization, but has also significantly contributed to the growth and betterment of the entire sector. Sue, as we celebrate your achievement, let's also take a moment to express our gratitude. Thank you for setting the bar high, for pushing boundaries, and for reminding us that success, especially in family businesses, is not just about profits, it's about building a lasting foundation for the generations to come. Congratulations, Sue, on this well-earned honor. May your journey continue to inspire us all.
While he has been laying the foundations of an indelible legacy in the corporate sector, over the years, many causes dear to his heart have benefited from his generous support and goodwill.
In a remarkable honor, on Republic Day 2023, Sue Narayan was awarded the Chaconia Medal Gold, the National Award of Trinidad and Tobago, recognizing his outstanding contributions to entrepreneurship and philanthropy. This accolade is a testament to his exceptional impact on both the business world and the community. In October 2021, the University of West Indies bestowed upon him an honorary degree, Doctor of Laws, as an entrepreneur and philanthropist, acknowledging his extraordinary achievements in the face of limited formal education. Under his visionary leadership, the KUSA Group of Companies has evolved significantly. He positions the KUSA Group as a major player in the construction industry, consistently delivering excellence and embracing new technologies. Furthermore, his advocacy for the restructuring of antiquated laws governing the quarrying industry demonstrates his commitment to innovation and core competency utilization. His comprehensive understanding of explosives, engineering, and safety measures has been instrumental in the fragmentation of rocks. In the last 18 months, Sue Narayan's leadership expanded the KUSA's presence into Guyana with a commitment to growth, housing initiatives, and community development. His partnership with various institutions and his support for Habitat for Humanity reflect his unwavering commitment to alleviating poverty and improving living conditions. In closing, Sue Narayan KUSA's journey is a beacon of hope, proving that dedication, hard work, and unwavering commitment can lead to extraordinary achievements. Today we salute an illustrious individual who embodies the essence of resilience, leadership, and service to society.
Sue Narayan KUSA has blazed a distinguished trail of accomplishments throughout his life, an example to anyone aiming for success, whatever the industry.
Congratulations to both Dr. Kusal and Dr. Roach, and thank you very much, Mr. Dalglesh. Of course, you as well, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Minister. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the awards tonight in terms of the event of the awards. Congratulations to all our winners. It's my honor to now invite our keynote speaker for this evening to the podium. You saw him earlier giving away rum like water. Let us welcome Mr. Mark Farrell. Now, Mr. Mark Kwesi Farrell is a proud Trinidadian and founder and CEO of 10 to 1 Rum. Mark's unique combination of deep cultural ties to Caribbean culture and intimate knowledge of the U.S. consumer market have propelled him to help elevate the conversation around rum and bring an inspired, award-winning product to the market. Prior to launching 10 to 1 Rum, Mark most recently held a number of roles at Starbucks as its youngest vice president, leading the e-commerce business, U.S. retail lobby, and beverage innovation. During his tenure, he was recruited to join the executive team after a serendipitous meeting with Howard Schultz, the company's founder and CEO. This followed earlier professional stints at Fidelity Equity Partners and Bain & Company. Farrell attended MIT at age 16, followed by Cambridge University and Harvard Business School. Throughout his career, Mark has been focused on bringing unique products and experiences to life through a combination of digital and real-world channels, and continues to put this into practice across his entrepreneurial ventures. Today, Mark Kwesi also sits on the board of Wheels Up at the New York Stock Exchange and the Massey Group. My friends, please give him a warm welcome as we welcome the founder and CEO of 10 to 1 Rum, Mark Kwesi Farrell.
All right, you guys can hear me in the back? Great. All right, so wrapping up the show and following a couple titans of business, so no pressure at all right? Let me start with Senator, the Honorable Paula Gopi-Schoon, Minister of Trade and Industry. Her Excellency, Harriet Cross, British High Commissioner to Trinidad and Tobago, His Excellency, Fan Chu, Ambassador for the People's Republic of China, other members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished leaders of industry, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, mom and dad, table 23. Good evening, everybody. Now, before we start, let me just say what an absolute honor it is to stand before you all this evening. There's a real magic in this moment. As a proud son of the soil, to return home this evening and share some of what I've seen and experienced out there with an audience of some of my most esteemed countrymen and countrywomen. It's nothing short of a pleasure and a privilege, so I thank you for having me. Now, I have to admit that when the president of the TTMA first reached out and asked me to speak at this event, I was a little surprised, particularly once he had finished listing off some of the past luminaries who have occupied this stage. I had to stop and say to him, but wait now, you sure you want me up on this stage, boy? That surprise and hesitation that governed my initial reaction was born out of my belief that I'm still very much in the early innings and I have a dream phase of the entrepreneurial journey with 10 to 1. One where the prospect and possibility of what is yet to come sometimes dwarfs the current realities of what you've been able to build and accomplish in a relatively short space of time. But then I thought to myself, isn't that the very definition of that same entrepreneurial journey? One that is governed by an insatiable desire to turn something that is just a dream, and an improbable one at that, into its own poignant reality, while sharing the conviction of your ideas and your ideals with anyone who's willing to listen. So I decided to come here tonight, steeped in gratitude for the opportunity, to share some of what I've seen and what I believe, in the hopes that it might serve as a small catalyst for introspection and fan the flames of industry and innovation that will surely prove essential in authoring the next chapter of growth for this, our beloved country. As we gather here this evening, we find ourselves at a critical juncture where the global sands of change are shifting beneath our feet at an unprecedented pace. In the midst of growing geopolitical turmoil and uncertainty, the once ebullient push towards globalization, open borders, and free markets has more recently seen the pendulum swing back towards a more insular and closed philosophy, with an imposing cocktail of regulation and rhetoric to match. Now, even against this backdrop, the pace of progress continues to accelerate, with seismic shifts in technology, healthcare, and beyond, creating new opportunities for participation daily. We must not let them pass us by. In a world where, despite the efforts of many, physical borders and language barriers are generally shrinking, and the demands of the new world are only growing, driven by an emerging global middle class and a new generation of consumer who values provenance, authenticity, and transparency as part of their purchase criteria, we must not let them pass us by. Right here at home, while the need to quickly and sustainably diversify our economy away from its reliance on oil, gas, and petrochemical sectors has been a spoken truth for a generation, it now surely takes on an increasing urgency with each passing day. And the role that both our corporate and government leaders have to play in accelerating this transition is now more critical than ever. Tonight, we're of course here to specifically shine a brighter light on the manufacturing industry here in Trinidad and Tobago. And while Trinidad most definitely boasts the most vibrant and robust manufacturing sector in CARICOM today, it would be prudent to remind ourselves that roughly 70% of the $7 billion in US annual output is still driven by petrochemical derivatives today. And close to 80% of our exports typically find their home right here in the CARICOM region. With these statistics in mind, I think the challenge in front of us is clear, if it is a continued path to scale that we seek. We must galvanize our collective efforts in the pursuit of new verticals that can provide incremental avenues of wealth for our nation, and we must mobilize those same efforts in search of new market frontiers, whether in the US, Latin America, Europe, and beyond. Now, what has 20 years of living outside of this country taught me? 20 years of living outside this country has taught me one thing, that we are an exceptional people. And as we steel ourselves to rise to this challenge, our history suggests that we might be better prepared for this new world than we often give ourselves credit for. History says that there's a great deal that we have already manufactured and shared with the world. Indeed, many of the legendary predecessors of folks right here in this room have done a remarkable job of cultivating new industry and new opportunity right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Titans of industry who deserve our adulation and our applause. Our history says that we, as a people, are innovators and creators, with many of these inventions and accomplishments having come to pass in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds and great adversity. This is our history. This is our history, and this is a truth that should not be lost on us. It's in our DNA and in our collective consciousness as a people. And I do believe that beginning to unapologetically harness this truth as we seek to enter untapped global markets could well be the catalyst of a new era of prosperity for us as a country. For years, even decades, we've seen the outsized impact our tiny corner of the world has had on the global stage, even if it's too often been ignored or infrequently attributed by others. We've seen the impact in everything from music to science to art to fashion to food. Even the way we talk and the way that we move has become a source of both admiration and inspiration for many others around the globe, a canvas and a catalyst for many elements of the modern cultural zeitgeist. Creators of culture, we are indeed. My challenge to this group is to extend those attributes and their accompanying accolades, often measured by Olympic medals or Miss Universe titles per capita, into a broader sphere, where we seek new avenues and opportunities to build and create with a level of invention and flair that is uniquely ours. Indeed, we can challenge ourselves to think about manufacturing as an extension of our culture, our resources, and our resourcefulness, to further actualize the many gifts we have to share with the world. I'll tell you guys a really quick story. You know, when I graduated from business school back in 2010 and first struck out on my own as an entrepreneur, I have to admit that I was at the time a little bit jealous of some of my classmates who were returning to big emerging markets like the Turkeys and the Brazils. If only I had the benefit of a large domestic market, I'd think to myself, the possibilities would be endless. As I reflect on that position over a decade later, and as manifested by what we've endeavored to put into the world with 10 to 1, I realize what a flawed point of view that was, and invite you all to share in that refrain. In this particular context, standing at the foothills of this new global economy, we have every opportunity to create and innovate at scale, limited only by the breadth of our imagination and the tools that we arm ourselves with accordingly. And while I am a steadfast believer in the need to better equip and prepare ourselves to capitalize on the rapid evolution taking place across many emerging international verticals, I think it warrants specific emphasis that this need not be done at the expense of ignoring many of the opportunities that we have right here at home. From steel pan to cocoa to carnival, we have to challenge ourselves to turn our nascent domestic superpowers into downstream industry, with tangible goods and services made available both here and abroad. For a long time, we've thought of ourselves as resource-rich, but usually only in the context of oil and gas. It is now time to challenge and expand that definition to include the many other aspects of our resourcefulness, our aptitude, and our culture that will enable us to chase and create new opportunities for ourselves in the future. Now, in many ways, this is exactly what we've aspired to do with 10 to 1. Anyone who thinks that the story of 10 to 1 is just about the rum is sorely and deeply mistaken. This is about taking a product that is quite literally born out of our soil here in the Caribbean and offering it to a host of new consumers and audiences for whom the dynamism and magic of the spirit has long been misunderstood. History tells us, if you don't tell your own story, others will offer to tell it for you. And so this is about reclaiming our narrative and sharing the story as we might wish for it to be told. We are on a mission to elevate our category, to do it in a way that feels contemporary and feels inspired, and to lean in with the belief that an authentic and unapologetic recounting of our culture, free from the reductive interpretations of others, is in fact enough. We at 10 to 1 believe that if we do this earnestly and with industry, then we have the capacity to compete and win on any global stage. So much of what I've shared so far, I think, really speaks to this idea of cultural confidence, which is clearly a concept that I believe in rather wholeheartedly. and the many gifts that we have as a people. But I think it would be naive and maybe a little irresponsible to suggest that leaning into cultural confidence is enough on its own. I would suggest instead that these gifts need to be married with some other resources, tools, and attributes that we may sometimes lack if we wish to build businesses that are global class in the truest sense of the word. So what are some of those things that we need to do? Doing this, international certifications is just the beginning, but doing this, I think, requires a little more than that, rather than going out there and just hoping for the best in the wider world. Instead, we have to work to create a strong foundational knowledge base, which will also function as a catalyst for new ideas and innovation. In my own lived experience, I've been the beneficiary of very strong linkages between academic and commercial interests at institutions like an MIT or a Cambridge. And for us, that should remain the dream. In Boston, Kendall Square sits right next to MIT's campus and is often referred to as the most innovative square mile in the world, serving as a nexus for many of the world's premier life science companies over the past 30 years, as well as home to several hundred technology startups. Now, before anybody starts to roll their eyes at me and say, well, that can't happen here, bear in mind that this all started with one building back in 1983, which was then followed by a thoughtful program of investment and complemented by a committed emphasis to building an ecosystem of innovation. Sometimes, all it takes is one. Similarly, as mentioned earlier, no conversation about the future of manufacturing is complete without addressing the workforce of tomorrow. The skills required across our industries are rapidly evolving, and we must invest in our people to ensure that they are equipped with the knowledge and capabilities to thrive in the digital age. We must foster a culture of continuous learning and providing opportunities to upskill our local workforce, an undertaking that should be delivered in concert between government, private sector, as well as our academic institutions, to ensure that they too can secure their futures and deliver on the promise of their own hopes and dreams. Now, let me tell you guys something. In a world where Elon Musk is out there trying to plant a chip in your head next year, we better prepare ourselves for the reality that everything will be tech-enabled. If you are in this room listening to this speech tonight, your industry is not immune. It goes without saying, right? But disrupting the traditional paradigms in manufacturing and unleashing the transformative power of innovation requires a meaningful investment in and commitment to technology. Automation, advanced analytics, artificial intelligence, they're more than just buzzwords. They're powerful tools that can revolutionize operations, however big or small, optimize efficiency, and unlock new levels of productivity. We need to actively embrace these as accelerants for creating more dynamic, resilient, profitable, and future-ready manufacturing ecosystems. And our very first step should be finding ways to accelerate the integration of technology and automation into all that we're doing right here at home. As we travel beyond our shores in search of emergent opportunities across the global landscape, the question we should consistently be asking ourselves at the individual, corporate, and government levels is, what can we be the best in the world at? Either by utilizing our innate sources of competitive advantage or by putting our own unique innovative spin on a category to create value. Whenever we're evaluating the latest trends that cut across areas such as food, energy, life sciences, and technology, those sources of unique competitive advantage might manifest in a myriad of ways, whether through resource availability, location and climate, geopolitical positioning, or deep sector expertise. And we use those as we choose where we pitch our tent at the top table of global industry. In the realm of energy specifically, with the impact of climate change knocking on the doors of many, both directly and profoundly. I do believe we need a clear mandate to play a leading role in what will undoubtedly be a new frontier for many. Indeed, we already have to hand case studies of existing oil and gas superpowers from Norway to Saudi Arabia, who are redirecting significant portions of their oil and gas revenues into renewable investments. Though ours is admittedly a somewhat more complex ecosystem where current energy subsidies and other realities may confer short-term challenges to some new undertakings in the renewable space, I would repeat the call to embrace sustainability as more than an ethical imperative, but a source of long-term growth and profitability for our economy, with opportunities in solar, green hydrogen, and more lurking just around the corner. Now, I would like to transition to a little bit of a cultural call to action, because innovation is not some abstract concept that is confined to research labs and policy think tanks. It is a mindset that must permeate every aspect of our organizations and our culture here in Trinidad and Tobago. And I would again be remiss if I didn't identify some of those critical cultural elements that to me seem worthy of mention for those who would choose to embark on the entrepreneur's hero's journey. First and foremost, we need to continue to encourage ourselves to get uncomfortable and to go brave in search of the bigger prize. Where others have grown fat and happy with the status quo, whether right here at home or further afield, therein lies your opportunity. Challenge each other to find a better way and proactively seek out new opportunity versus reactively serving whatever might happen to arrive on our doorstep. Doing this will require a little bit of a cultural revolution, one that actively, in my view, shifts our collective attitudes towards failure. We must pull it from the shadows, celebrate it, learn from it, give it oxygen. Those same crucible moments often become the hallmark of those who change the world. I would also encourage us to foster a greater spirit of collaboration amongst our business communities, both here and abroad, while choosing to embrace the rising tide mantra and instilling confidence in the belief that there is, in fact, a bigger pie on the other side for us all. Now, speaking of collaboration, I was having a chat the other day with a Trini friend of mine, and the conversation turned to the topic of the diaspora. Now that friend, I won't call any names, told me she doesn't like to use that word because it conjures up images of some Trinis in Brooklyn or Queens or wherever. Those are her words. Now, this conversation distressed me a little bit, not just because I live in New York City, so those people are my neighbors, but because it hammered home the need for us to collectively revisit our attitudes towards a group who we've come to view with indifference at best and thinly veiled disdain at its worst. I would implore us collectively to spend less time acting as arbiters of who is a Trini and who is a Yankee, and more time finding ways to build bridges between all of our people. Yes, it is true that some of them are content with their new lives on Main Street, USA, but there are many more who maintain a deep sense of pride in their ties to this country and the Caribbean as a whole. We should do more than just thinking about how we can sell to them. We need to find ways to better leverage them. That is more, by the way, than an emotional rallying cry. It has real implications from both a policy and a business perspective, as seen from the likes of China, India, and others who've harnessed the collective power of their diaspora with extraordinary effect. You know how we like to say, you can find a Trini in anything? Well, it actually turns out to be true. From Facebook to Google to Amazon to Starbucks, the hallowed halls of the top investment banks and private equity firms out there. And you'll find folks who have an affinity for our home coupled with access abroad. And capital and contacts that can help us to unlock new pathways for folks right here at home. There is nothing defeatist in this message, just to make sure I'm super clear. On the contrary, it's a message of collaboration and strength in numbers. Invite them to invest. Invite them to participate. We are a small and mighty country of 1.4 million people, and we need to rely on all of our troops at home and abroad. So for me, the many ingredients for success in this next chapter are clear. We must invest at both the public and private levels. We must equip our people with the core skills they need. We must enable with access to right technology, capital, and governance. We must embrace the art of the possible, and we must give ourselves a license to dream. In closing, there's a famous Mark Twain quote that I often reflect on personally during the long march of entrepreneurship with 10 to 1. The two most important days of your life, the day you were born and the day you find out why. In many ways, I think this also applies to us on some level as a country, as we learn to lean into some of the resources and the gifts that we have right here in Trinidad and Tobago, more energetically, unapologetically, and with cultural aplomb. My Trinidadian roots and my culture have not been an impediment on this journey. They have been, in fact, an enabler. As is probably clear by now, I am a big believer that we have the potential to usher in a new era of Caribbean exceptionalism. And it's the people in this room who have the talent, the resources, and the will to become champions of this endeavor, turning that simple, whimsical belief in the eyes of some into a profoundly credible reality that has a chance to not just affect the lives of many, but to inspire us all for generations to come. It's a challenge I want to leave all of you with in this room tonight, to become part of this new era, to become part of a new movement that sees no limits to what we can do, what we can accomplish, and what we can achieve on a global scale, and gives us an opportunity to share our talents, our resources, our people, and our promise with the wider world. I can assure all of you, each and every one of you in this room here tonight, there is a certain magic that the world sees in us. We just need to begin to see it and believe in it ourselves. Thank you all for listening. Hope you have a good night. So much, guys.
All right, friends, thank you so much. And again, congratulations and thank you very much to Mr. Farrell. Job well done, round of applause. Excellent, excellent, excellent speech. Now, we have a presentation, and then we know the minister is still here, as along with TTMA president. So I just discussed it with Mark, and he said he will do it afterwards. So what we want to do, we want to invite all the friends that are still here who have won their categories tonight. If you guys can come on stage for a group picture with the minister and of course, the president of the TTMA. So we can get, the media is still here, so we want to get that nice group photo still. Feel free to come up with your awards as well. present here. We gotta present something after the picture. Mark. No, Mark presented to you and yeah, right? You stay right there. Mark just presented to you and the minister and then goes to council and oh, okay. But they're not doing no door prices, not doing
I just take home my hamper. Wait.
Give me one too.
I was working overtime here, Roger. What's that?
Just put the hampers out, give it to him.
Yes.
It's a magazine, if it's a magazine. Or it's not just a magazine.
Right?
So they present it to him first and then they present it to Mark and then of course, a presentation to Mr. Mark Farrell from as a token of appreciation from the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association. Thank you so much, Mark. Job well done. And we have a presentation to the TTMA President, Mr. Roger Roach, and to our distinguished Minister of Trade and Industry, Ms. Paula Gopi-Skoon, by Mark, 10-1 rum.
Don't open the bottle, eh? Let's use the same bottle.
Use the same bottle. Use the same bottle. Yeah. Yo. All right, so friends, now we have my last task here tonight is to introduce Mr. Emil Ramkisoon. He's the Vice President of the TTMA, and he would move a vote of thanks. Mr. Ramkisoon.
I stand on all protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Directors, I thank each and every one of you for coming here tonight and celebrating our winners of this prestigious event. We intend to share our valued sponsors, partners, ministers, members of the Diplomatic Corps, all other esteemed guests, and our well-deserved winners of tonight. Mr. Farrell, our featured speaker, thank you for traveling all the way to making this event a successful one. Thank you to the Trinidad and Tobago Bureau of Standards for sharing this collaboration with us and recognizing manufacturers of quality. The Honorable Paula Gopi Schoon, a great friend and true champion to the TTMA, thank you for taking time off your hectic schedule and being here with us today and sponsoring our event. To all our other sponsors, thank you. We recognize your valued efforts in recognizing all our awardees. I would like to say a special thank you to our Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Mahendra Ramesh Ramdeen, and the rest of the Secretariat staff for making this event a successful one. It will be remiss of me not to mention the exceptional work of our President, Mr. Roger Roach, who's always ready to help when needed. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure to host you this afternoon. Thank you all, and please have a safe journey home.
All right, so friends, I echo Mr. Ramkisoon's sentiments. You guys have a safe journey at home, safe journey home. And Mr. Ramkisoon, thank you so much for your closing remarks. Friends, please reach home safely. Thank you so much for being a part of the TTMA President's Awards 2023, and we look forward to a very successful 2024. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
This is TTT. Live for local.
Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to the Now Morning Show. It's Tuesday, a terrific day to be alive. I'm Rokas, alongside Ayenka Will and Natasha Lake. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are we doing this morning?
Post-holiday,
And
we survived. That's the best description.
I sound like you ate plenty roti over the weekend.
Had none, actually.
Really?
Whatsoever.
You had none?
This is tragic.
The girl with roti has she's screensaver.
This is true. Most of shots is babe, but I actually didn't feel like it. I just didn't. Okay,
that's
fair. I don't know.
No judgment. I on behalf of you.
Yeah, I know gonna say it was in my house and everybody else ate on behalf of me, apparently. But I'm good.
You're welcome.
I'm good.
I did the same. I definitely ate food this weekend as well. 100% sweets, roti, shatai. Everything you could think of.
You had shatai? No, you had chicken.
I had chicken, goat, pork.
He's not Hindu.
I'm not Hindu, so I'm sorry.